Match reaction on the channel: Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 2. There'll be no glamour on this video. I've just walked outside, being caught a disgruntled fan base. Not a very good result on Bill Foley's and Michael B. Jordan's big day out. And we finished 2022 with a loss. Such a great year for us, getting promoted back to the Premier League, and to finish like that, yeah, it's a bit gutting. And I am frustrated and gutted that we keep losing, but I'm not surprised. What I'm seeing since Gary O'Neill was given this head coach role, what I'm seeing is what I expected, what I predicted. This job is not the same as the one he previously held. And I said in the review for Chelsea, I think that the longer it goes on that we don't pick up any points early doors for him, the more pressure it puts on him to not lose a fixture. Where if he had got something at Chelsea, he might have felt that release of pressure and might have been a little bit more front-footed today. But we've set up today, it's similar. We're pragmatic, slow, sloppy on the ball. One change in the lineup, Jayden Anthony and Jack Stacey, and that's not a problem. But then you play Jayden Anthony right wing, Billing off the left. Jayden Anthony's more effective on the left, combining with Jordan Zamora. Jordan Zamora was out of sorts because he hasn't got that combination with Billing, because they just don't have that same rhythm that Jay-Z and Jayden Anthony have. Senesi looked uncomfortable on the right. Lloyd Kelly's trying to get back into form after a long layout. Solanke and Kiefer Moore at times were playing too far apart. Lerma, since we're hearing that he might not be signing new contracts, is not completely the player that we know. Sloppy on the ball. Lewis Cook's trying. But the 2 goals we conceded was so poor, so poor. I've never understood, and I never will understand, why football teams bring every player back for a corner. It's a different conversation for a different video. But you always feel like you're going to defend if you clear the ball, because you've got no one up front to try and hold the ball up and get you out up the pitch. But if you've got everyone back, you should not have a free man in the 6-yard box, and that's what Jordan Ayew was when he scored the first goal. So 1-0 to Crystal Palace, and that's their 5th goal on the road this season. They hadn't scored in 2 games. That was against Forest and Fulham, and they've scored against us. So now we know we definitely need to score in this fixture to get something. And the second goal's just as poor. Again, another corner. This time, instead of it put into the box, it's just squared to the outside of the box for Eze, and he's hit it well. Like, it's a great goal. Give it to Eze and Crystal Palace. It's a great finish. Travers had no chance. But again, it's another free shot. It's another free shot. And when it's poor, facts, it's poor. And again, we're in a fixture 2-0 down. Billing comes off. I don't know if it's an injury or an actual change. Dembele comes on, and you start to throw half a kitchen sink before half time, and you just can't continue doing that. You know, we're just not brave enough at the start of games. We're not innovative. We're not creative. It's very predictable, and that's coming from the manager. I'm convinced of that. It's coming from the manager. It's too soon. This is not a time for Gary O'Neill to be a Premier League manager, and it's very strange and it's very weird for me that we've got ourselves in this position. Second half was a lot better, just like it was at Chelsea. You know, Crystal Palace had done all their work, so I expect us to get on the ball. We had more energy about us, and it was more like just throwing a kitchen sink at it and see what can happen. But again, it took us to about the 85th minute to really work the goalkeeper. And when I say work the goalkeeper, it was a shot outside the box, straight down the keeper's throat. And when your own fans are singing, "We've had a shot, we've had a shot," if I'm a manager on the technical area, my own fans are singing that, you know, that's not a good sign. That is really not a good sign. Didn't score. That's now 3 games in a row competitively that we haven't scored under the head coach ownership of Gary O'Neill. That's now 6 losses in 7 from a Premier League form guide. And that Everton results are very much in the far distance now. We have a real problem. Full time ended, fans were disgruntled, Bill Foley and Michael B. Jordan on their big day out are probably not happy, but we have a real problem. Does Gary O'Neill be the bigger man, maybe accept that this job's too big for him? Probably not. Does Bill Foley hold his head up and think, maybe I got this early decision wrong? Because I'm sure he was part of this decision. Maybe Neil Blake was more part of it, and Richard Hughes, whatever, don't really know. Do you make a change now? It looks a bit silly if you do. It also looks a bit silly if you have 3 head coaches in one season. We have a real problem, and that's the problem we have. And the next problem we've got is to go to Manchester United and somehow get a result. And the only result we really get there, to be honest with you, is by a fluke result. And it's never beyond the question. Premier League football, anything can happen in football. It's not likely we'll be massive underdogs, but if we get something there, it will be probably a fluke, because they look like a good side under Erik ten Hag now, minus Cristiano Ronaldo. So it's going to be a difficult couple of games leading after the FA Cup to Brentford. And I always worried about this, and I said that if we didn't get anything at Chelsea, didn't get anything today, we should be going toe-to-toe with Brentford, a good side, and we're not likely to probably do that now, because if Gary O'Neill's still in a job, which I expect him to be, because I don't expect the club to make a snap decision, although some fans might think that we should. We've made this decision now and we've somehow got to make it work, but this was what was on the tin, and I didn't realise we'd see it so early, maybe, or I didn't think I'd have to speak so early about this, but it's happening. It shouldn't be a surprise, in my opinion, and we can't afford to be dropping too many more points against teams that we should be picking points up against. That's Crystal Palace's 5th away win. Sorry, it's their first away win, of the second away win of the season. I'm so confused of today that it's their second away win of the season. It's their 5th goal on the road, and credit to them. Well done. They played to their advantages with the talent and flair that they have, and they found their winning ways again. We haven't, and we are now 2 Premier League losses in a row, 3 consecutive games losing in all competitions, and we will bring more content to you for Manchester United, hopefully. A short turnaround, but we'll definitely see if we can get something out to you. Let us know your thoughts in the comments though. I'm not going to beat around the bush, I'm going to say it how it is. I'm sorry if the light wasn't quite there, but do let us know how you're feeling. Final Premier League game at Dean Court for 2022 was Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 2. And I'll see you soon. Up Cherries.